Hey y'all, hey, it's me, Andy, aka It's Goddess to You, and I'm back with another episode of Surface Level Conversations. I have my friend Jess with me today, and we're gonna take y'all in on a deep conversations that we may have behind closed doors, and you want to sit in on. So trust me, you want to watch the whole entire episode. Hey, Jess.
Hi, thanks for having me.
No, thank you for coming.
It's a long time coming.
It is. It has been, but you're very busy.
You're very busy. We're very busy.
We are very busy.
We're very in demand.
We are. We are. I think everyone, we're being pulled left and right, left.
Yeah.
But
Always.
you have been busy. And I'm going to jump right into your busy. You like, oh gosh. First, let's talk about how we met.
Oh my God, that's my favorite story.
It is?
It really is, because I think it's rare.
It is.
I mean, like, we meet people all the time, but, to have a connection and, stay in touch like that.
That is rare.
Yeah.
And plus, I don't like giving out my numbers.
Yeah, same.
People are weird.
I'm kind of like,
maybe. I don't know. You're going to get my work number.
Yeah. Seriously.
No, seriously.
The access to me is turned off. Anyway, yeah. So that was, really fun. I forgot where I was coming from, but we met in an Uber.
We did. And we had a good conversation. I think we just kicked it off like that.
Yeah, I think we talked about just music. No, it's because your playlist. You had the best playlist. And I knew, every single song. I did. I was like, oh my gosh. Just moving to Nashville, it's totally different from New York.
It is.
And, even, the genres we would listen to. And, we listen to country up there. I know I'm a pop country artist, but, I grew up with, R&B and hip-hop and all that stuff, and they just don't really have it as much.
That's what you were telling me, and I was like, no, you just went to the wrong place.
That is true. That is very true. Just wrong places.
Wrong place.
But it's just so refreshing to get into the car and it be on. And I was like, oh my gosh. It just, put me in such a good mood.
It did.
It really did.
And we had an amazing conversation. Had to exchange numbers.
Had to.
Because we both were, business.
Yeah.
Business and we were aligned. And we both were goofy.
We were.
Goofy, funny.
Yeah.
And I feel like our conversation was just, amazing in our short period of time. I think did I come and get you from the airport?
Yeah, so it was 20 minutes?
Yeah, it was.
And we drive. We covered a lot of ground.
We did. A whole lot. I think we became
besties in
besties in 20 minutes. 20 minutes and it was over with.
But that's what music does.
It is.
It really bonds people together.
It does. And that's why you're so good at what you do.
Thank you. That's what you're so.
Oh, thank you. I can't say.
Maybe we should start a band. Oh, really? Dang it. It was
I can't sing.
I
told you that.
Well, some people think they can't and they just haven't discovered it. Are you tone deaf or are you I
don't know. My kids think I can sing.
Maybe you can.
I don't think so.
Karaoke, we must go.
We will.
We must.
That is on the list. Check.
Okay, check.
Okay. Well, we can't check it until we check it off.
Okay, true.
Yes. Okay.
Very true.
So, you also told me that you did background for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Some people. Who
Yeah.
were they again?
So I got my start as a background singer for Melissa Etheridge, the Goo Goo Dolls, Michael Bolton, and I toured with a guy named Gary Douglas for about 4 years.
Dope. I loved it. And I was like, okay. I remember the Goo Goo Dolls.
I love them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did their Christmas show, a series thing. It was really awesome. They're great.
And then you just went on to be your own artist.
Yeah, I think I was always afraid to be the front person. I think I always wanted to. I would try, but I didn't really have a lot of confidence. I really didn't. And I would sing solo, and I would shake and sweat. Yeah, it was crazy.
So you didn't find... Yo. She loves me because
I love her.
I was not coughing until we sat down, but
yeah,
here we are. We're gonna get through this.
Yeah, we are.
We are. So, so you said I was tone deaf. So at that time, did you feel like you just couldn't hear your voice? You didn't feel like you had the voice? You didn't feel like it was powerful enough? Did you not feel like you had things to say?
I mean, I knew that I could sing. I felt like I just really lacked the confidence in myself because it's really vulnerable to get up on stage and sing in front of people and have people judge you. Yeah. And I'm very much, at the time when I first started, I was a people pleaser. Yeah. And I was like, do they like me? Do I sound weird? I would compare myself to people. I didn't really find my power as a woman until later. later in life.
Mm.
Really. I mean,
Like, what do you call later?
so I'm 36, but I feel like 27 is when it kind of kicked off for me. I started to be like, wait, I don't really care. And it was a process for me
Right.
to like really, now I truly don't care what anyone has to say. I mean, it's always hurtful when someone has something negative, but now I kind of separate the two. I say, that's what you feel. It's not who I am or what I feel about myself. And I start to remind myself, you're not going to be everyone's cup of tea. Music is subjective. Not everyone's going to like it, and that's okay.
It is.
That is their right not to like me or my sound.
And I definitely agree. And I feel like I don't really like the country, but I feel like with your music and everything that you actually are doing, it draws me in. Like the new song, the clips that I have heard, because you know I'm a good friend, I'm not gonna lie. Like I have not downloaded.
I get it.
But like when I see the clips and stuff, I'm like, I gotta listen to this song. But then I think about it, I'm like, I'm gonna cry.
This one's sad.
I'm gonna cry.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I know that you were saying that it's really dear to you, and it has. I feel like it has something to do with someone who's close to you that you are losing or you just lost.
Yes.
Okay, so talk to me about that.
Okay, so the song is called Grave, and it's inspired by my grandmother's battle with stage 4 lung cancer. It's terminal, and it's written in this perspective because she's still currently here. Who knows what will happen? You know, we don't know how long. She's holding on. She's a strong woman. But it's written in the perspective as if she was no longer here. And what I feel like that would be like. I feel like grief when you lose someone that you're so close to, you just learn to cope with that. I don't think you ever really heal from it because it's such a loss.
It is.
And so when we started writing it, I actually just lost my great uncle. And I had been sitting on the phone with my cousins and my aunts and uncles. And it was their father and grandfather, and they were just really going through it. So I was kind of reeling from what my cousins and my aunts and uncles were going through with their loss. And we had sat down to write, because I had scheduled writes. And my friend Nick came in. He said, okay, what are we going to write about? And I was like, I don't really want to write about some stupid breakup or a dumb relationship or something like that lacks substance. Who cares? We're going to all face the same end date.
We are.
And we don't talk about it a lot.
At all. There's something that's scary for everybody.
It is very scary. It is inevitable, though. And the loss along the way is inevitable.
It is.
Some people have already lost people. Some people have not yet. But at some point, we will all experience it.
Mm-hmm.
And it is tragic.
It is.
And so, how do we process loss and grief? Well, for me, it's music. I wrote about how I felt, and it's a very simple song. It's not completely deep and like metaphoric. It's just I wrote how I felt, and just the fear of like missing her forever. Like I don't know if I'll ever recover from it.
And I get that. I feel like you're right with grief. I mean, healing is people don't understand, and I think I've said this like 15 million times. Healing is a journey. It's not a destination.
Absolutely.
You do not heal.
Mm-hmm.
You cope. Yes, you cope with everything. And that's with anything in your life. It's a destination and you have to, like, you may reach a level of healing to where you're not triggered as much or, you don't react how you used to. But then it may be something that, because you grow in life, right? So you make it to different stages. So on that next stage, you may be tested again with the same thing that you thought you was healed of. And it may be on a totally different level. So now you're back healing from the same thing again, but in a different way.
Yeah.
So it's going to show up differently each and every single time because you're growing and you're learning again.
Right.
So, like I said, healing is definitely a destination. So I get it.
Yeah.
It's funny, like, it's not funny, we use that word.
Yeah, I know.
But it's crazy because I have thought about it, like, my grandparents are older. So, my grandfather, he's 85. Wow. So, and he's doing pretty well. Mm-hmm. But I have thought about it, and I'm like, I cried.
Right.
Like, thinking about losing them.
Yeah.
So being in that position when you are and like, it's coming. Mm-hmm. It's like the song is that's why it was hard for me to listen to it too because I was like, I'm gonna cry.
Well, my mom she has not listened to it. She won't. And it's okay. She's very supportive, but she's walking with my nanny on this journey, and she's taking care of her. And I know a lot of my family members haven't listened to it yet, and I'm completely supportive of that. Just because it's my therapy doesn't mean
Right.
it's theirs. And at this point, everyone's just really trying to be strong for her. And I totally get that. I mean, first of all, it's only been out a couple days, and I've had so many people send me messages and text me. Just kind of, some of them have been thanking me for putting out songs like this because there's really not a ton all the time that come out.
Right.
It's not as common.
Mm-hmm.
And then some have shared their stories with me and said how much they cried during the song, but it was also cathartic to cry out,
Yeah, it is.
to process feelings. And
Right.
sometimes you need a trigger, like a song,
To help it.
to help it come out.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we just bury it down so much because
Yeah.
we have responsibilities and life, and we have to be strong.
Yeah,
But having moments of like weakness is strong.
it is.
It is.
You know, I had to learn that myself.
Yeah. No, I'm learning that too.
Having them moments is like, because my kids will tell you, like, I'll start crying and I'll stop like that. Like,
Yeah.
And it's like, hold on, was you just? And I'm like, I was, but I had trained myself to do that. So then sometimes if you don't know me, you'll be like, well, she's faking. No.
Yeah, no.
It's just something that I've learned to turn off because I learned, I can't cry in front of my kids.
Right.
I can't let them know something wrong. I don't like crying in front of people because I don't let them know that I'm like, it's
Right.
something for me or it's something bothering me.
Right.
So it has been those things. So I get it, but now I'm learning, like, you know what? No.
I'm learning
I
it
do
too, but
cry.
we're also conditioned to believe that we have to be strong.
Yeah,
It's okay to have moments of emotion.
it is.
And I'm still learning to do it. Where I come from, I'm always like, oh no, I'm tough.
Mhm.
No,
that New
gosh.
York.
Yeah.
That New York.
But the truth is I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not. And I'm sad, and I have a lot of stuff. And it's not always easy, and it's not always right to be like, I'm so tough and put on this facade. And I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Damn it! I thought that was my hair. Dang it! Why did we think we could do this together?
I feel like that it was gonna be. We're gonna be serious.
Anyway, I forgot that was there. Oh, I'm not good at interviews. Anywho, these will be good outtakes.
Oh, that's a stand in, honey. You were
You're
keeping
keeping
this
it.
part.
You are going to be entertained, so it's
My
fine.
heart.
Anywho, yeah. What were we talking about? Damn it.
Being strong, Jess.
Yes,
New
being
York.
strong. Being strong in New York. Yes, but that's actually done me well. I'm doing good. Oh my god. Yeah. This is fun though.
This is.
Yeah.
Okay, we're back.
You're not gonna be able to edit this. This is gonna be a hot mess.
This is gonna be funny as ever. You can still get gems from this.
You seriously?
Yeah.
I can just go like this, and then you can take it from the next one.
Okay. Jess.
You know what it is? Clicks. Okay. Anywho, where are we now? No.
You're really sad.
Yeah, I'm really sad. No. Okay. Yeah. So, don't make me laugh. Okay.
I'm trying. Okay.
Okay. So no, this is just so fun. I can't stop laughing. Okay. No, but in all seriousness, I have learned to open up and be a little bit more soft because it's not good to always just be like the pit bull. Nobody likes that. And really, it's just I'm covering up my weakness
Yeah.
instead of just being like, this is me, this is who I am, and it's okay.
You are me and I am you. Let me tell you that.
Yeah.
Because listen, I'm strong. She man, woman hater.
Okay. Yeah, she man, woman hater.
She man, woman hater. Yeah.
Woman
That's
assholes.
serious. Oh yeah. You know, I love that movie. And you know, need to make the kids flashback.
That's
But
okay.
no, I really feel like that's me too. Like learning, it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to be, like processing all emotions,
Mhm.
because no emotion is bad unless you hold it in, and then you hold it in and it explodes, and then that's when it becomes bad.
Yeah.
Like even anger isn't bad. You're supposed to feel everything.
You are
It's
supposed to feel
balance.
everything. But in a weird way, in society, they tell women you can't be angry.
I don't know. Please.
Or like, oh, she's crazy. Yeah, I'm crazy if you treat me a certain way. Why
Yeah,
can't I have these
this way.
feelings?
Yeah.
Why can't I be angry if you and I, like, why do I have to tuck that in?
Yeah.
A man can go be angry.
Exactly. But a woman can't.
Well, we're changing that.
Right. I'm angry.
I am angry. If I'm angry, I'm angry. We'll get over it. That's an emotion that I'm feeling.
And I feel like anger is really an important emotion to get out and have.
Mm-hmm.
Because that allows you not to be like a ticking time bomb.
Totally.
And then a lot of times, like, as women, I'm not gonna say all women, because some are just cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Totally.
I did. That's why I protect myself from that.
Yeah.
But I feel like that we are supposed to be treated a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
And we go through so much.
Mm-hmm.
Yet we aren't allowed to have those emotions. Let's talk about childhood.
Okay.
Your songs. I tell you all the time, like, your songs that I have heard and even seen clips of or whatever you made, like, I can tell that it has so much truth in them.
Mm-hmm.
So much hurt, so much vulnerability.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot in it.
It's a lot.
So where does this come from?
So I think families are really complex. You know, I'm so grateful and thankful for my family, and I'm such a family person, and I love them. But it doesn't always come without baggage. And so I grew up middle class. You know, my family worked incredibly hard. There was always food on the table. Very blessed in that sense. It sounds like almost like a contradiction when I keep going, but there's like a lot of love, but there was also a lot of like toxic behaviors. I think people confuse, they think abuse is like you have to get beat every day. No, that it's not always like that. It's not always every day. It could be in moments, it can be in episodes, it can be, you know, outbursts, and it could be few and far in between, or it could be every week, or you know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of people think of abuse as like in a movie. Like it's like you get beat every day. But there was like a lot of moments of, I feel, emotional, mental, and physical abuse in my childhood that hasn't really been acknowledged. One of my parents definitely acknowledges it and has apologized and really has taken a long time to overcome. And I really respect it, and that's why we're able to heal. And I am very close with both of my parents, but we're still on this like healing journey together.
Yeah.
And kind of like what we talked about before, like you have to tuck down your emotions.
Right.
I am a naturally happy, energetic person. And back in the day, I was always told, shh, we don't talk about it. We don't talk about it. We don't tell people our business. What happens at home stays at home. And so I always pretended everything was fine. And I was only lashing out and misbehaving at home. I didn't have problems at school. I didn't have problems with like anything else. And that's a tell too. Sometimes. I don't know. I guess it just depends on the kid, because whatever. But
yeah.
But for a long time, I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want people to look at me and be like, well, she came from this, because I left home really young.
What do you call really young?
Well, so I wound up moving in with my aunt when I was, I think, 15.
Okay.
And she was I believe she had legal guardianship of me. Then I wound up going back home, finished out senior year, and then I literally, it was like a country song. We took a Greyhound bus to New York City, because I'm from upstate New York.
Gotcha.
Way upstate.
Are you saying, is it the country, like
where
the pastures and stuff is?
Pastures, yeah, 20 minutes outside, we got like pastures.
Pastures.
You know,
Yeah.
There's definitely a country New York people. They just wear Timberlands and baseball hats instead of cowboy hats and cowboy boots. But yeah, it was like a country song. Took my Greyhound bus to New York City. And I went to college out there, and I just never really looked back. Like, I didn't want to go back home ever. And then going to college, and I was really suffering internally. Like I went through it. I just feel like I didn't want people to know about my life and then judge me based on that, because people do. They judge you. So I just kind of moved forward as if it didn't happen for a long time. But I was still displaying like these outbursts of anger and these episodes that were like super toxic. I mean, I've been a toxic person for sure. Because I wasn't dealing with things. Because we weren't taught in like my house, oh, you go to therapy and you read books and you heal yourself. No, my family is like, shh, we're not going to talk about it. You want to talk about anything?
But not this. That's hard.
Now I'm talking about it.
Oh, yeah, definitely. You got to get it out. And like I said before, we're in and out beings. What goes in must come out. And if it don't come out, then that's what toxic comes in at. Yeah. Because it's like sweeping everything up underneath a rug, and then people keep on stepping on the rug. You step on it hard enough, then...
Yeah, and like I said, like I kind of was delayed. Like I figured out maturity, emotional maturity later in life. Kind of like my career, like everything lines up when it's ready for you. Yeah. I believe God does things for you. Yeah. And like I still am processing. Now I'm in a good place with my parents. Yeah. We're still struggling a little bit. I think my mother really struggles with accepting reality sometimes of like my experience and the experience there, because it's if she admits it, then it's almost as if she thinks she wasn't a good mother. When she was a good mother, there was just things that should have gone down. Yeah. Yeah. So, and she's just a human. And that's what I realized too. Like our parents are not superheroes. They're humans, and they're riding that journey right along with us.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people gotta understand that like our parents went through things as well, but that doesn't... It's still certain things that's not okay. Which I get it. Like in my household, it was more of like I went to church almost every day outside of like maybe 1 or 2 days outside. Yeah, wow. So my grandparents raised me. My mom, she was there but not there because of drugs. So she was there physically but not mentally. So there was times where her drugs took over verbally. Like you know, at the age of 7, which I sometimes, I haven't really just dived deep into it, but like at the age of 7, I was accused of sleeping with her boyfriend at the time. I'm 7 years old. I don't even know what that is.
Right. She just was unwell.
She was unwell.
And unfortunately, you had to suffer from that. And it's psychologically damaging. You're like, what is that even? Yeah, what does that mean? What are you talking about?
So, you know, the person that, you know, supposed to love and care for you and nurture you, it's like you're like turning against you. You know, when she went through things with her boyfriend, we felt it. Right. So it sucked. So going through that, and then on top of that, like being kind of humiliated in school. Yeah. Especially if she had to show up, because she's still with my grandparents. My grandparents was raising us, so but she's still my mom. So right. Sometimes she had to come to school. And there was times where I was trying to be on my best behavior, because I'm like, I do not want this lady to come up here. I'm going to be embarrassed. People are going to talk about me. So just going through those type of things from the other type of abuses that I went through. And then being silenced. But when I say silence, like my grandmother used to always tell me, you need to think before you speak. Mm-hmm. You talk too much. Mm-hmm. Like, be quiet sometimes. And it was like, okay. So now, at this point in my life, I had went through a point where I was speaking, and when I got a chance, but I ended up getting into an abusive relationship that I was in. I was with him almost 9 years. Wow. The abuse didn't show up till like 3-4 years later. That's people don't understand. So I was already deep in love. Like, right.
People just think abuse is like one way a lot of times, and it's like so complex.
It is.
So complex. Yeah. And probably because you were conditioned to, shh, be silenced, don't talk about it. This brushing under the rug. You accept it. Yeah. That's what we're teaching kids. It's not okay.
It's not. And that's the thing, like, even with him, with the abuse that I went through, a lot of people didn't even know, like, my family didn't know I was in an abusive relationship. Right. Like, when it got bad,
we love them.
Love them.
Want to protect them.
Yeah. And when it got bad or something,
Nobody no more.
No more.
Nobody no more.
I am snitching. Like, no.
I am snitching.
I am snitching. Yeah. And when it got bad, I would go to myself. Like, people wouldn't hear from me. I have went, like, through my darkest times by myself. Like, people would not hear from me. And now I'm at a point where I was like, that's unhealthy.
It's unhealthy.
I gotta talk to people.
You can call me.
Aww.
I mean that. I'm not saying this for this. I don't even care if you don't put it in. I'm just saying for real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. You don't make me cry. We can't cry later. I love you too. So,
yeah. No, it's because that's what they tell us we can't talk about it.
Exactly. So when we go through those things, it's funny because I had grabbed this book, guys. I can talk to y'all real quickly.
We're gonna talk.
So, when you know, my episodes is definitely about going deep off into conversations that a lot of people don't like to talk about. So I had grabbed this book that I still have not read, but I want to read it. But I love the title of it. It's called Forgiving What You Can't Forget. And I had put it down and I was like, Jess, because of your songs, I feel like there's a lot that you touch base on. There's probably a lot of things that you went through. So I feel like, this book shows me today. So
oh my gosh,
right here.
Totally.
It did.
That's crazy.
And
then I was like, what?
What? Like, what is going on? So we had this, and I always ask, like, what can we not talk about? So I want to go into Forgiving What You Can't Forget.
Yeah.
Because let's talk about what you can't forget, which is abuse.
Right.
How do you go about with the forgiving? Because I know you probably get it out through your music.
Yeah.
But how do you...
Well, forgiveness, if I'm just going to be, like, totally transparent with you, it's something I still struggle with. I've been better with it. I forget it for... I can't speak. I get nervous talking about this. This is the first time I'm ever talking about this, by the way, on camera. Or with anybody. I mean, like, even my best friends in town, they don't really know much
about it.
The people that rode with me through that, like, when I was in high school, like, my high school friends know, because they lived it with me.
Oh, yeah.
But, I don't really talk on it much, so I'm going to fumble a little, maybe.
Oh, no, you're fine.
Forgiveness for me has been really hard. I have forgiven my parents in their own ways, and I forgive because I'm struggling more so with my mother to forgive, truthfully. My mom is an amazing mom. She's amazing. I love her. She's great. She's such, like, the dream mom in regards to, like, being loving and caring and thoughtful and giving. However, a huge mistake is not standing up for your children and not believing and listening to your kids. And so when I bring up to her now, all the stuff that me and my father have worked through, because he has taken accountability, he admits it. My mom acts like it has never happened. And I'm like, how are you saying it never happened? But the guy is admitting
that it happened.
And she's like, no, some kids make things up. And I went off the deep end. But so forgiveness is hard. And I used to think that, I don't need to forgive you because you're not asking for forgiveness. You're not sorry. And I used to hold forgiveness as power.
Yeah.
I'm not going to forgive you. Now I do understand that forgiveness is about, like, peace within yourself. But it is hard. It's not just something I'm, like, giving out, like, hotcakes. I'm struggling to do that with people that are not taking accountability. And I had this conversation with my mom over last Christmas, and was like, I need you to believe me when I speak to you. Like, I'm not a cuckoo bird. There's a reason why both of your kids have issues, have emotional issues, and we're delayed, and we've had a lot of drama. And it's not just because we woke up with that. You're born into this family. We didn't know life. You taught us everything we know. We need you to take accountability here. Doesn't make you a bad person. It just, my experiences were real. And she just was like, sometimes kids make things up. And I'm like, in that moment when she said that, I realized, like, I'm never going to win this battle with her. I'm never going to get her to believe me. So I have this song that I wrote with two other amazing friends, and we're going to release it in the new year. It's called Real For Me. And the song is about, you don't have to believe me. It's real for me.
Yeah.
That should be enough,
Chills.
Yeah. And so when I saw that book today, you didn't even know about this song.
I didn't.
Nobody knows because we haven't even announced it. We aren't even done with it. Like, it's still in production. We just cut the vocals on it last week. We don't even have a release date, nothing. So when I walked in, I was like, what? This is literally the point of the entire song.
Forget what you can't forget.
It's crazy.
That's so deep. And that, I want to piggyback off of you.
Okay.
I feel like that without accountability, so true forgiveness, you can't truly forgive without validation. So with us, and I had to learn that too. I was watching an episode, a podcast episode, and they were talking about forgiving. And they brought up the point of, for true forgiveness, you have to have validation. And I was like,
I don't know if you ever get it sometimes.
And okay, so that's what happens. So that means that sometimes you can't truly forgive, or you have to have found validation within yourself for it. The thing is, though, that people have to understand, no one has truly forgiven anything that they haven't gotten validated for, because we're humans. We need validation for everything. We need validation as to why we're walking, while we're talking, while we're going to a place, while we're singing the song, why we like somebody, while we're working here. We need validation for a lot of different things. So at the end of the day, it's like you have to have that validation for forgiveness. You have to have someone to sit down and talk to you and validate, yes, I did this.
Yeah. And why is it so hard?
It is. So the accountability is hard.
Accountability is hard for people.
Accountability is really hard. And then validating your accountability. So just because you told me, and this may strike something within you, but just because you said, yes, I did it, now is the thing of, but why?
Right.
Because you're still not forgiven, because you still have those questions in you, like, okay,
but I really
help me forgive and heal.
I feel like the why is what causes the most pain. Asking why. They did it. They already did it. And sometimes they don't even know why they did it. They just did it. So does the why matter?
I think the why does matter, because even though it causes pain, sometimes you need that pain to heal. You can't heal without pain.
Why?
Yeah, because you're going to continuously ask it to yourself, and there may be points where you may get triggered again. Remember, we were talking about healing at different stages. So you get to a stage and then you're triggered again. You don't have the why. You don't have the answers to the reason why this came, like why this person did this to you. So if it shows up in a different area in your life, you're still going to wonder why.
This is like the first time we're ever talking about it, and I don't know how it's going to go down. Because what's happening with my mother is still very current. And it's weird because we are very close, which sounds contradictory. But there are moments where I can't speak to her for a couple days or like a week because I get so frustrated. Because I'm like, I am not crazy. You can't keep saying that my reality is not reality. What happens if your reality is not your reality? To tell someone their reality is not true when they've not been diagnosed with any sort of real mental illness.
Yeah.
It is traumatizing.
It is.
Because I then think that nothing that I've experienced is real. It makes you go back and go, well, did I make that up? Like, is it not real? Is my, because guys, even in dating, sometimes they'll gaslight you. Be like, it's you. And then I go, because I've been told my whole life that everything that I experience is not real, I go, oh, maybe it is me. And then I stay.
Oh. And that's one thing that is true when it does come to that. Because when you went through abuse at a younger age, when you get older, I feel like you don't even know, because you didn't know that this was abuse until you get older.
Yeah.
And then you go through it again, and it's like, okay, is this abuse? Is this supposed to happen? Do I supposed to be quiet? Can I go to anyone? I remember if I did go to someone, I got scolded.
Yeah.
Is people going to believe me? Am I doing this? Am I the reason why this is happening? It's so many different questions.
It's so confusing too. And especially I don't know exactly your upbringing, but where I'm from, a lot of it, people are like, that's just the way we do it. I mean, that's how they grew up. And they were harsh back in the day, I guess. And so that was just normal. That was normal. It doesn't mean it's not abusive. Just because it was your normal and everyone dealt with it, It doesn't mean it's normal.
It's not.
It doesn't mean it didn't affect everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's still abusive behavior.
It is.
And they could be like, well, you're just soft in this generation. Okay. Well, but imagine if you didn't go through what you went through. You would be better probably mentally.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, emotionally.
Yeah.
You wanted to pass it down.
That's exactly what it is. You know, I was talking to my father, and you said my son, like, my sons are really good. Like,
Yeah.
let's just be honest. But I do have, my son's about to be 16, the oldest. So he has his times. And one day, he just was, like, disrespectful. So it's like, this isn't you.
Right.
And me personally, I try to be careful with my words when I speak to them. And I don't like putting my hands on them, especially if I'm mad.
Right.
I can't whoop my children if I'm mad.
Right.
I hardly even whoop them. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes a lot for you to, like, actually just give them a whooping.
Right. And I'm like, let me clarify. Like, I'm not like,
oh, no.
I'm not like, you can't like discipline your kid.
Oh,
It's like, for sure, like,
yeah.
I'm not about like this gentle parenting to an extent I get, but at the same time, like, I don't know how.
You don't have to.
I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
there's just different levels.
There's
different levels of
getting
appropriate
to.
discipline and there's inappropriate.
Yeah, so that's what I was getting to, because when I spoke to my dad, so I told him what happened. He was like, well, do he still got his teeth in his mouth?
Oh,
no.
But that's old. That's such an old school way of thinking.
But as he kept going, he was like, honestly, India, I don't know how to tell you how to handle the situation outside of open hand smacking his ass. That's what he said. And I was just like, okay, that's abusive. Because it's like, he's like, when I was that age, you know, we got whooped with everything.
I know. It is a very confusing thing.
I feel like I can be open and honest with you. I feel like that's slave mentality.
Yeah.
How
do you teach someone? Yeah.
You take an extension cord and you whip your child with it. That's a slave mentality. I can't do that with my children because
I don't think people think of it like that, though.
They don't, but you got to think about it. When that's all generation, that's generation to generation to generation. Slaves learned how to whip their children from slave masters whipping them. This is surface level, so let's be honest. You got to think about that. These whippings.
But do you think it started from the beginning of time?
I do.
Yeah.
I feel like it does, especially the way that it's disciplined. Like, you take an extension cord or a switch.
I mean, that really is abusive.
Whips. You got to think about it.
That is bad.
It makes the whipping sound. It's a whip. They call it whippings. What was that? You got to think about it. So when I hear that, I'm like, and I have never said this to anyone. This is the first time I bring this up, but this is the truth. Like, I think about it, I'm like, because I'm good with words. So, whippings. You get a switch, and when you do the switch, what sound does that make? A whip sound, right? An extension cord, what sound does that make? A whip sound. Even taking a belt and hitting it like that.
We had the belt.
Whip. It's like, you have to.
That's not acknowledged either.
Yeah.
My mom's like, that only happened like one time. Oh, really? My dad's like, yeah, I use that belt all the time.
I use it a lot.
Yeah.
So when my dad had said that, it was triggering because I was like, so you don't know how else to discipline outside of.
Because we didn't talk, because I think back then nobody was talking about feelings and using words to like convey messages instead of, we only used fear and pain.
And where is fear and pain learned from? The beginning of time.
Yeah.
Even back in the biblical, the Bible.
Yeah.
You gotta think about it. We can go before. Let's take away the slave time. Let's go back to the biblical days. The before BC. How was it? It was fear. It was whips. It was never talking. It was never emotion. These are all like generational traumas that has been passed down from generation to generation to generation without any type of healing. No one has done anything. This is all generational.
Yeah. It's horrible.
It is. And that's why I learned how to talk to my children.
Yeah. I think there's got to be a healthy blend. I'm not saying I'm just saying.
Oh, no. Because I don't get it twisted. Like, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, he will. I told Junior the next time I'm gonna open hand slap you.
You're like, you piss me off. Oops, on it.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
fine. YouTube don't take it down.
Okay.
Yeah. I was like, you ever do that again? I will. I probably will open hand slap.
I just think there's a level,
Yes.
and so. I mean, it's so.
But where is the level at?
It's very tricky. I feel like nowadays because I think any sort of physical contact is considered abuse now in school. So it's like parents have to be very careful.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm fine.
I'm not a parent. I don't have children,
Vacation.
so I'm not even going to claim
vacation.
I'm just saying for me personally, it's like yeah, I know you're like
vacation.
It's
fine. Take
no. I just feel like I think about this mentality for a second. You have a baby. You're trying to teach the baby not to slap his brother or sister, but then you slap the baby to tell the baby not to slap. What do you teach? You're reinforcing that slapping's working, right? It's true. We're conditioned to do it. But yeah. But if you really think about it, it's like crazy. Anyway, I don't know. I'm not here to tell anybody how to parent or anything. I'm just talking about my experience and what was real to me, which is what the song
is speaking on.
Yeah. And I think there's a piece of forgiveness in that song because I'm making peace.
And I think forgiveness does deal with making peace with a lot of things as well.
Yeah.
You have to make peace within you. I feel like forgiveness, and I know forgiveness is for you.
Yeah.
It's not for them.
True.
Because when you don't forgive, you're holding in so much hate, anger. All of the feelings that need to be released, you're holding it in.
Yeah.
That person lives rent-free in your mind.
Right.
That person bothers you. You think about everything that has happened. Sometimes it deals with your functionality. Sometimes it deals with how you interact and what you go with. It's so much. So forgiveness is for you.
Right. Absolutely.
It is.
It blows my mind that some people aren't asking for the forgiveness. I'm like, you should be. I would be asking for forgiveness.
Begging.
Yeah. I am sorry.
Yeah. You please.
But I let those people, the ones that have no remorse, I let them go completely, and I don't feel bad about it anymore.
As you should.
I just don't. I can't do it anymore. I'm exhausted.
I feel that. I think it's times where I am learning to let go.
Yeah.
I have started over my friend circle. Mm-hmm. I don't have really nobody.
No, sometimes you have to start again. It's not the quality of people.
It is. Right? It's the quality.
Not the quantity.
It is. Quality. It's the quality.
And that's okay.
I have, when it comes to my forgiving, what I can't forget, I look back and I think about everything that I have been through with both male and female.
Mm-hmm.
All the abuse that I have been through with both male and female. The disrespect, the lies, the backstabbing. It's so much. And it's all the stuff that I have been through. And I pat myself on the back because I'm still able to create meaningful relationships, give the benefit of the doubt, and things like that. So that lets me know that I have forgiven a lot. Because if I didn't forgive anything, then I probably wouldn't even be sitting here with you.
Yeah.
So the things that I can't forget, I have used them for discernment purposes. But I have forgiven them to the point to where I do not hold it in. I do not hold it against.
You can forgive somebody and not have them in your circle.
Yeah.
I forgive.
Oh yeah,
I forgive you. You're not a part of my life anymore. That's
right.
Okay. And that brings me peace.
Mm-hmm.
But you are forgiven.
Yeah, you no longer live rent free.
Yeah,
and
you gotta go.
But hold that over other people's heads because when I hold that over other people's head, I'm not forgiving you.
Yeah.
Peace definitely be with you.
Praise. Bye.
Yeah. Bye. Never again. So just asking everybody out. Okay. Yeah. I'm playing. What you call it? Tic-tac-toe.
Yeah. Listen, no, you're letting whatever you believe in. I'm Christian, so I believe God, but
I believe in the higher power.
Whatever. I don't know. You don't have to. That's on you. Whatever you want.
No.
But I'm saying, let let God or universe or whatever you believe in move things out of your way. You know?
Sorry.
I don't know. I don't want to be disrespectful. I don't know. I have friends of all different faiths and stuff.
No, I am.
I'm not trying to be
very.
preachy.
No, I'm very spiritual.
Yeah. I'm just saying,
but I'm not
let go of
against.
those people.
I believe in God and a higher power.
Yeah.
So I believe God is a higher power.
Yeah.
God is a higher power. So I pray and everything.
Yeah. Okay.
I meditate. I pray.
Yeah.
I do a lot.
My biggest thing is like I'm listening now. When I wasn't,
you gotta learn how to listen. So I have learned to allow God to guide me.
Yeah, let him remove people that are not for you.
I have.
They can be good people, but maybe they're not for you.
I think it is sometimes like I was having a conversation with
Mm-hmm.
And
I have other. Yeah, we'll talk about it later.
Okay. So I was having a conversation with who, and with that conversation, I was telling him like, I have had a problem with my faith. And it wasn't the faith that I was having a problem with is, my house burned down in October 24th of 2023, so a year ago.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even know this. I'm so sorry.
Oh no, it's okay.
It's horrible.
So that's how I ended up out here. Some of my kids lost everything. During that time, I did pray for a whole lot. I didn't see the blessing in the prayer.
Mm-hmm.
I just seen the mess.
Yeah.
That had to happen for me to get the blessing. So at that time, my faith was tested a lot. Even now with my career and everything I want to do from the podcasting, everything that I'm doing from the podcasting, my purposes, it's so many times when my faith is getting tested because I'm praying, but then my prayer, I have to have meditation to be able to listen. You can pray and you can give it out, but meditation is a way to listen, to silence a lot of things that's in your head. So I had stepped away from it because I can't hear what God is saying. I can't hear what God is saying. I'm going to say that, and that's full transparency. I can't hear what God is saying. So the last times where I may have confusion, and confusion is not of God.
No, it's not.
It's not of God. So at those times, that's when I need to sit and meditate. I need to sit and be quiet. I need to sit and listen. Mm-hmm. Confusion causes you to have questions about your faith. It causes a lot of different things. But, you're Christian, so confusion is of the devil.
Oh, absolutely. I believe
so,
but now, when I start to feel that, you have to say, I gotta sit with myself.
And that's what I have to learn how to do. So that's everything. Like, it's a lot of things that I'm learning how to.
Aren't we all?
Sit with.
Yeah.
And not question and allow God to guide. So things that don't feel good that's being removed is like, why am I questioning this?
Yeah.
Allow it to happen.
Allow it to happen, listen, and be humble with it. Like, we make mistakes too. Like, maybe we're not right in a situation either. And then we can remove ourselves to better ourselves as well.
That's true. That's deep, Jess.
I mean, because I've made a lot of mistakes, and I really thought I was right a lot of the time. And then I look back and I go, well, they were wrong, but I was wrong too. And again, I can apologize because I'm self-aware and able to do that if I feel that way. But it doesn't mean I'm letting them back in. Because you know what? That did not feel good to me. Like, whatever friendship, was destroyed, let's just say, for example, it was a friendship or something. I don't like how you made me feel. There's a certain level of respect that a friendship should have. We can argue, we can yell at each other, but there's certain things you don't do to friends ever. Mm-hmm. And I'm not gonna let that slide. I don't know if I'm getting off topic, but what I'm saying is, like,
that's correct.
We can fight. You can yell at me. You can whatever, and we can work through that. Like, we can work through it. But like, there's certain things like I'm not working through.
Oh yeah, it was a point where if something gets to the internet.
What does that mean?
So, let's say,
like, I'm your friend.
We're on our friendship right now, right? And let's say we ever have like some type of disagreement, and for some reason, it goes to the internet, which we're both grown. Like, I'm 34, you're 36, but they're still grown people who are 34 and 36 that put everything on the internet.
Yeah,
that's something I'm totally against.
I wouldn't do that to a friend. I definitely exposed somebody recently who's
no,
a stranger.
That's okay.
But yeah, stranger.
That's a friend, though. No. Why would you do that to a friend? Even if we're not saying eye to eye, I don't care if we have the worst argument or something.
Yeah.
You, as my friend, once we calm down, you talk about it. Don't
Right.
do subliminal stuff on the internet about me, and don't talk about me on the internet.
Right.
Don't put my stuff out there on the
No,
internet
that's-
if you call yourself my friend. You're not my friend.
Right. But also what it says about them, because I've been there in the past, is that they're not emotionally evolved or mature, and they're looking for attention, and they're looking to be heard because someone in their life has not heard them. So that's why they're doing that. And also maybe they're trying to cover up for something.
Yeah. It's a lot. But they don't have nothing to do. That's zero tolerance.
Absolutely. And absolutely. I'm 100% with you right there. And
out. Yeah. Out. Yeah. You felt someone?
Hell yeah. A couple weeks ago, I was walking down Broadway, and this guy, I don't know if you saw my story, he attacked people I was with verbally for no reason. I didn't even know this guy, but I wanted to be, and he was in the community, in the music community. And the things that he was saying was almost like, it was so bad. It was borderline hate crime behavior. And, he'll end up where he's going to go. It's fine. But I'm not. I guess he's done this to a lot of people in town. And I'm not going to be one that's going to pacify this and let it be fine. And we're just going to brush it under the rug. No. I'm going to tell everybody how you behave, because you shouldn't even be involved. You shouldn't be allowed to have a microphone. Because you're a public figure. You're a singer. You should not have a microphone. I'm not trying to cancel you. You're canceling yourself. So I just had my experience, which was true. And then a couple of days later, he did it to someone else. It was
wow.
And the cops got involved. So it'll work itself out. It'll work itself out. But he's not my friend. I had no connection.
I was just surprised you. I was like, just wearing one side.
Oh, I can send it to you.
Yes, you got to.
I was riled up.
Because your rants be so funny.
I mean, this one I was like,
okay. Well, I need that. Yeah, you got to send that to me.
I will.
Because that was funny. Your rants. Oh my God, y'all. If y'all do not follow Jess, you got to follow Jess. Her rant is hilarious.
I mean, I don't know.
Your rant. I just be like, what is that
crazy? Yeah. I'm here for your entertainment.
What is going on? So, what do you have coming up?
So coming up, we just released Grave, the single, so we're going to ride that wave for a little bit and try to spread the word about it and try to help as many people kind of cope and go through their process. The holidays are coming. So, I don't know.
Christmas something?
Maybe we'll do a Christmas song, but I'm really looking forward to the new year. I have some covers coming out that I think you're going to love. I'm not going to say it.
No, you got to tell me. Okay, I'm going to wait.
One of them is a song you know very well.
Oh.
You're going to love it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait.
And, I'm just looking forward to the new year. All the new songs coming out. The Real For Me is going to come out. I just don't know when.
I can't wait for that.
I'm really excited. I'm also nervous because it's the first time I'm really, really talking about, real, my real personal life.
Yeah.
And stuff that's kind of currently going on. And I'm sure it's going to get some backlash from
some people. But that's okay.
It's okay. You know why? Because it was real for me.
Yeah. I agree. That's cool. I can't wait for I can't wait for those things to come out. Do you have anything that you would like to share with people relating to grief?
What I want to share with people? What I've kind of been learning, and I know I've probably said it in my life at some point, that our jobs are great, but they don't tuck you in at night. They don't love you the way your loved ones will love you, people you hold close to you. So what I would say to people is call the ones you love, even if you're far away, get back in touch, because we don't know how much time we have, So I'm reminding myself currently going through this process with my grandmother that I need to be FaceTiming her more and calling her more. And my job can wait. So I'm picking up that call every time.
Every time. I love it. And what about forgiving what you can't forget?
I think the most we can do, because we may never find that, we may never get that validation from the people that we need it from. So how are we going to make ourselves feel peace? For me, I've been going to church. I started back on that. I'm going to get baptized, rebaptized. And I'm going to do more meditation, like sitting with myself. Like I'm going to start doing yoga again. I know this sounds crazy, but I'm starting to pour into me and do stuff for me that allows me to get rid of some of the toxins and the pain, because I need an outlet. I'm that type of person.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
I hope I answered your question. I don't know.
You did. No, you did. I feel like that we're going to do a part 2.
We better do a part 2.
We're gonna do
This is so fun.
It is, isn't it?
You're great at this.
Thank you.
I should interview you. Hello.
Let's talk about, let's get to know her.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this. Yeah, you should.
I should do a get to know you, though. Like a get to know you, right? Like, hello, get to know you.
Yes.
We're not going to go with that. But, like, for your fans and followers.
I should. Yes, we're going to do that.
Okay.
Because you're looking at me seriously like,
I'm dead
I'm dead
serious.
serious. Yes.
I think people would really love to know some of your backstory, too. But you share a lot, but still.
I do. But
maybe I'll bring out some questions that'll really... I won't tell you what they are.
Don't tell me what they are.
I won't.
Surprise me.
But I think it could be really cool.
I think so, too. I'm ready.
Yeah.
So Jess is going to do a get to know me.
Yeah.
And we're going to do a part 2.
We're going to do part 2.
We are. And we're going to have a lot more to share.
Yeah.
We have a lot to share. I hope you all enjoyed this episode. Just tell them where to follow you and download.
Yeah. So you can get my music on any streaming and downloading platform. You can check me out on Instagram under J_Antoinette or my website at Jantoinette.com. Wow, I'm the worst.
You know what?
I'm talking about the deepest stuff, but I don't get my website.
Listen, she knows. Y'all got it. You got it. Trust me. So y'all make sure you stream Grave. Graveyard?
Grave. Yeah.
Grave. Make sure you... Why did I say Grave? Oh my God. We don't want to be Graveyard.
So much. Listen, Grave is also... I didn't want to call it that, at first. I sat with it for 2 weeks and was like, I'm not calling it Grave. It just sounds so dark.
Yeah.
And it was kind of we couldn't really call it anything else because that was just
what it is.
It is what it is. So I just kind of let go.
Preparing yourself for it.
Yeah.
That's the hardest thing.
Yeah, because the last line of the chorus is sitting in the grass talking to your grave. Which is, what was I going to call it? Like sitting? No, it just had to be
grave. Ooh,
yeah.
So y'all know where to follow Jess.
Yes. Jantoinette.com. Should we do it again? So, you could follow me at... I'm just kidding. Man. Yeah. That just proves that we're humans, right? We're all humans. We all make mistakes. Who cares?
Listen, the whole episode was full of mistakes, but
that was fun.
It was definitely fun.
This was one of the best podcasts I think I've ever been on. This is fun.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I laughed. You made jokes. I slapped you.
You did slap me.
For choking. Coughing.
Yo. So, backstory. I just got over pneumonia. So, my cough comes whenever it wants to. Not contagious. Trust me, I was on antibiotics for 2 weeks. Not contagious at all, but the cough is just like, yeah, whatever. You're going to ruin your life for another week or so. So, but the show must go on.
Show must go on. We're talking about abuse, but I also did slap her.
You did slap. You did slap.
But for the goodness of the cough.
For the goodness of the cough, yes.
Get it out.
Get out. Let's go in here. Let's keep going. So I definitely hope you all enjoyed this episode. Remember, like, share, comment, subscribe. If you do want to share any clips or anything, please make sure you tag me and Jess so that we can get our, stuff. But it's all yours. We just, want people to know how to find us.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, like, share, subscribe, comment, turn on your notifications. I'm going to have many more episodes. I hope you all enjoyed this episode. My name is Indy, a.k.a. It's Gotta See You. I was on here with my lovely friend Jess, and we hope you enjoyed the episode. Peace, love, and light. Yay! Yay!
I love you.
I love you too.
That's great.